What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? What's going on? We're going to be really implementing on some different things and business-wise for us. When I say us, the breed, the strand, the program, me, etc. But we're here to talk about a little thing. Just, I always try to be a helpful person. That's just who I am. And I get it quite naturally from my mother. Always, giving when you don't got to give. If you know what I mean by that, that resonates with you. But we're going to go a different way. Like, say, for instance, and this message is not directly at nobody. It is indirectly. So just don't get it, where I'm just feel like we don't do that. We still gonna keep it professional. That's what we're gonna do. And if we get pushed out of being professional, we still gonna have precautions behind it to a certain, because we trying to reach a plateau. We trying to reach an objective. I ain't saying trying. We gonna. And we gotta let the prophecy fulfill the need and the wants. So the prophecy, my prophecy on my own self, what I envision, vision, dreamed, et cetera, whatever. But we're gonna really stop helping people with certain things. Like if you ain't got, like, say for instance, if you get a dog, you pay for the dog, right? And then they had to stay, and you say, I gotta wait another week for, I'm gonna start charging $25 a day. The longer I had to keep it, because at the end of the day, it's about business, and you can't mix business with pleasure. And I kind of been doing that too long, and I should have been cut it off, circumcised or nipped it at the butt, if you want to say. But we're gonna, like I say, we're doing a lot of different things. We reconstructing the ideal of the view of how I used to look at it. And I try to be so helpful toward people, but I can't keep doing that, because you lose a lot of core value. Then you start slipping with doing, and then you allow somebody what they going through affect what you trying to do, if you know what I'm saying, or what you're gonna do. So it ain't gonna be that. So if I gotta keep the dog, if you already don't pay for it, and it gotta stay a little longer, it's $25 a day. Because I'm feeding it, I'm taking care of it, I'm giving it shelter, all that. And I really hate to do that, but I have to do in order to keep my standards, my principles, and my dreams, and like I say, my prophecy alive. And if I keep allowing people to, take my kindness for weakness, then, I ain't gonna be able to reach what I need to reach. And I gotta do it. It's been on me heavily for a while. And another thing too, I'm not going, if you ain't wanting to call about no dog, just call and just talk dogs. I'm not doing that no more. I'm not letting nobody, what's your opinion? I'm not doing that, because if you ain't investing in us, then we ain't investing in you. And that's just how it's gonna be. I'm not gonna waste no more time. See, me personally, if you invest in me, I invest back into you. And how I invest back into you, if you buy a dog, I do a deal with you. Now we're gonna keep that. We still gonna keep that. That ain't gonna be no problem for us. And then say if I got a certain price, if you ain't got a price to it, then we can negotiate. We're gonna still do that. We're gonna still implement that. But we're not gonna keep dogs and keep them held. And say if you can't get the dog, and you be like, well, I want my money back. No, you're going to get half of your money back, whatever you paid on the deposit. Because if I'm keeping them and now you can't get it, I'm going to give you half of your money back, because that's for taking care of the dog. That's for feeding the dog. I don't get that money back when I'm holding it. And they ain't got nothing to do with nobody. It's just, that's the way I got to go, because I got real high hopes on what I really want to do. In order for me to get there, I have to start implementing these things the way I see fit. And so I gotta do it. And then we're gonna be doing some more things next year. But all this stuff gonna happen next year. It ain't gonna even start this year. I know I got a couple, where I had some situation where I had to hold some dogs from somebody, and may have some issue going on, but that's gonna stop after this. And nothing against the ones that I'm holding it for. I just got to do it this way to help to look out for us. Because at the end of the day, it's all me when it comes to me. It's all on me now. And what my other partner, my wife, whatever she do, it's all on us. And so I got to do it this way in order to further our business. Because if you go to anybody else, and I don't like to, name no name, but if you go to these big names, they ain't negotiating with it. They gonna talk about the money. Money ain't right, and hey, we can't help you. And that's how I gotta get to. And I hate to be like that. I promise you do, but because I'm a kind, loving, giving person, man, when it comes. But I know this for a fact that people they'll waste your time. They'll waste your energy. They'll do what it is, and they'll try to put their situation, or they'll try to change the narrative to fit their narrative. We ain't letting that happen no more. If you ain't got it, then it is what it is. And I always say in all my videos, I'm not about the money, but it has to be at some point, because you can't mix that business with pleasure, because a lot of them ain't gonna do it. Even we talk about even businesses out here now, if you don't got it, they ain't gonna send it. And they charge interest, so that's why I said I'm gonna do what I do. If I keep a puppy longer than the date that you say you get it, even if you pay for it, you be like, I can't come and get it, you're gonna charge $25 a day. Charge $25 because if that puppy gets sick within that time, I gotta spend extra money to get him. And I know he was well, but just say if he eats something and he gets sick, I don't want to gotta pay that. I don't get that money back. So you supposed to be okay, came and got your pup. So I gotta start implementing that. But that's gonna come up next year. And I got some more other plans that I really want to do next year, but I ain't gonna discuss it now until I get that full in progress. But I have to go that way in order to be able to do what I gotta do. And I'm going a little deeper down in the rabbit hole a little bit. Like I said, if you ain't trying to do business, as far as you want to purchase anything and help our program to be great, or you want to buy a dog or something like that, we ain't wasting no more time with conversation. No more. I ain't wasting no more time. You got to be ready. Like I said, I really don't. I'm at the point now, I really don't care if you get a dog from me or not. I mean, and I ain't that jealous type to where that people get mad. They be like, well, he got mad because I chose. But that's fine. You can do whatever you want to. I'm not mad. I'm cool. If you don't want to shop with us, that's fine. Hey, I salute you. And you see my eyes, I salute you. But, or if you just want to buy something and you don't want to invest back in, and you say, I want to do my own thing, that's fine too. I'm going to salute you. But we ain't going to be wasting no more time with people that's not trying to invest and trying to build for the breed and the strand. And we just ain't going to waste too much energy, wasted too much time, too much conversation, and, just wanting to get an opinion just on this. I ain't doing that no more. I'm just not going to do it. You ain't wasting no time by buying up, pup or up and coming litter, trying to wait on you something that you like. And, we can't talk business. I understand that you like what I got and all this stuff, and I might get one and all. I ain't trying to hear that no more. We trying to build something great that live to go on further than me, and so forth and so forth. The legacy. And if we keep, allowing this little stuff to happen, then it creates something bigger. It creates something bigger. So, but that's the direction we going. Like I said, it ain't directly, and nobody's indirectly. I'm just, seeing what's don't happen. Because, like I say, man, I don't did so many good favors for people, and it's like when it comes to me, it's like everybody seem like they forget. I had something going on. Okay. All right, I understand. But just, the key of the thing is communicating. So I'm communicating with y'all. There ain't going to be no more longer doing that. Either you got it or you don't. And then or you just wait on the next time to litter. And then we going to do, we're going to, usually how I usually do it is I'll just wait till you have the money. But I'm going to stop doing that too, because like I say, then somebody will be like, well, I want you to hold the dog for me. I like this dog. And I try to get them I try to keep it old-fashioned. old respectful way, and about doing business. Like whatever your word is, that's what you're gonna stand on. You consented this by word. That's how we used to, communicate better. Now you gotta have it all on paper and so forth and so forth. But now, if no deposit is down on the dog, we don't talk. That's the area we going in. Because like I say, I don't mind keeping it, running the numbers up. I don't care, but I'm not gonna, downplay myself and knowing what type of quality I have and what type of, respect and honor I have for this breed and this strand of dogs. Again, and I have to note this too. We know some dogs are gonna be better than some dogs, but I look at it different, totally different. If a dog give me something, some type of trait, a couple traits, if it don't have this trait, I'm gonna honor that. I gotta figure it out. That's why I gotta go back to the drawing board. What can this dog? And some people they won't breed dogs if they don't have everything. Every dog ain't gonna have everything together. Just like every child or every person in your family ain't gonna have things together, but you try to implement something good around it to bring out the best in them. Some of them just gonna be good as they get. That's it. But that don't mean we just throw them away just because of that. But that's just how I think, and we breeding our dogs to have balance, that off and on light switch. That's what we breed our dogs to be more family-based, family-oriented, where not only just the owner could tell the dog what to do to a certain extent, somebody in their family can tell. I ain't just saying no stranger, but dogs know the difference. That's why they got personalities. But somebody in their family, if the dog playing and they say stop, they should be able to instantly. But that's what we going to, and I feel like it's needed. That need to be nipped at the butt. And it should have really got nipped at the butt, because at the end of the day, that's how I feel, and we got to do it in order to allow the prophecy to fulfill itself. My prophecy, what I don't put dream and effort to, and I got to do it that way, because if I don't, then it's gonna happen the same thing. I'm not gonna get far. It's like I'm gonna be going in a circle or whatnot. But like I said, I want to do this video and just talk man to man, woman to woman, or whoever want to do business with us. If you're not investing in us, then don't waste our time, because I'm gonna invest back into you. Definitely is. Like whenever I do deals, or if you say you want to come back, this dog awesome, come back, and I might say, look, I'm gonna cut you a price. And then like say if you want to get another dog back, you don't have to come back and give me no puppies. I'm not asking for that. But if you do want to do a deal and I cut a dog off, and you be like, man, I'll give you this, but I got this, but when they had 8 puppies, when it's time, I'll give you this back. You gotta stand on that, because I'm gonna keep these papers until you do it. And if you do it, you ain't gonna never get papers on the dog. So I mean, I just keep the papers, and that's how we do it. But I'm just tired of people just wasting people's time and just talking. And then I feel like I put everything on the table. I keep it balanced. I feel like I meet in the middle with everybody with conversation. I try to show my best professional side of me with this. And I don't learn so much, like, about an inexperience, dealing with inexperience in situation, and dealing with certain close people or certain family members. You learn from your family. So, and we ain't talking about my family, but you just learn from your family. Them the ones that they'll you get them a try first and foremost for anything. But yeah, so that's what we doing, and we just changing up some things. We ain't gonna be so free-hearted when it comes to just looking out or just wanting you to have the dog. Nah, you don't gotta get it. That's where I'm at now with that. You don't have to get the dog. And we don't need for you to get it if you don't want it. And that's the attitude and the mindset you gotta have. And that's the direction we going in. And I got some good fellas around me right now, less than a handful that's that we gonna be doing some big things to make this prophecy fulfill itself, and what they got, we helping them as they helping us, and that's all I need on the team. I don't need nobody, to co-sign. But if you want to invest in us, like I said, we're gonna invest in back into you. Cause I got a guy that he bought another dog from me, and he was wanting to, he said, I ain't no breeder, which you got some guys that ain't no breeder. He was like, I want to see what my boys throw out. And I told him, I said, look, when he buy this other male, when they get of age, he said, I just want to see. So I told him, I said, look, that's what I do. We'll breed we'll breed these males back, and then, we'll just do this, and you help me out on this, you'll still be able to make your money back. And so he just wanted to see how his boys be able to throw, what they produce. So I said, that's cool. See that right there? I know he about business, because he called me all will. He's like, man, I don't got time to waste. Which he said, if I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And he's supposed to come back down and get the black brindle or whatnot. He gonna buy that, but a situation came up, and like I said, I checked on him. He was alright, trying to get himself back together. So, but he wanted to see in the next, 2 to 3 years what his male will throw out. I said, I had something for you. And what I do is, when I say, when you want to come back and invest, I'm gonna give you my best. I'm gonna invest my best. I'm not gonna half step with you, because I want to create something better. I want to create. That's what we breed for, to create better. That's what we thrive for, to create better in this breeding thing. Not to just create something just all right. No, we want to create something better. We want to have a sharper mental. We want to have a cleaner coat. We want to have, a little bit more athletic. We want to have, these dogs being more correspondent and being able to be more trainable. You can put them in protection work. You can put them in. That's how I want to have a universal dog. And the way I'm going, that's the way I'm going with that balance. And like I say, they ain't going to be objective to one thing, and that's just to get out there and just fight. They're going to have more abilities now. We want to keep the prey drive where it need to be, and I want to keep that strong, locked in. And we definitely going to keep that locked in, because you got to have that. You got to have these dogs got to have attitude. They got to have attitude. And but we want our strand of dogs to stand out against any strand, and that's what we get into that area. And I already got the recipe to do it. It's just I got to do more breeding, and that's why I say you got to have that quantity to do it, because you want to have that quality too, but you got to have that quantity to do it, because you might see something just a little bit better with this if you add this. These two dogs right here add just a little bit better than the other ones. And that's what you want to keep doing and keep improving. That's what we gonna do. But I just want to give y'all a mind to mind, heart to heart, spirit to spirit, soul to soul, just straight up. And in order to have a business and to keep prospering business, you gotta nip certain things at the bud. And I think that's the way I'm gonna have to do it. It ain't gonna be if you ain't. Like I said, once again, I keep repeating myself so y'all can understand what I'm saying. It's not nothing to try to throw no shade or, I ain't gonna help nobody. See, people will burn you out, or certain situation will burn you out. So I don't got to that point now, like, I can't do it no more. And I hate and one thing about me as a child, when I was a child, man, I hated to see a person's feelings hurt. But as you get older and you mature, you have to do that sometime to mean business, because they'll walk over if you let them. So you gotta, if you ain't standing for nothing, you'll fall for anything. So that's that right there, and that conclusion that sums up everything. But that's the direction we going, and we got some more things we want to try to implement on next year too. I ain't gonna really discuss that, because I don't need to. So I get that full in play. But yeah, I got about 10 more minutes to talk, but I think that's what we're gonna do, and we gonna keep it professional, like I said, and if you don't want to get a dog from us, that's fine. I ain't gonna be mad. I ain't gonna lose no sleep over it. Hey, I'm definitely not, but I know what's our approach, and I know what our purpose is, and I know what our objective is, and what we gonna continue to build around is that balance, and that's what I want to do. And just because our dogs ain't acting like a certain way, that don't mean that they can't be great at what you trying to do. So like I say, we're going to build a universal dog, and my two dogs, Sky and Obsidian, they have built that balance. They have built that balance, and I don't, I don't hear it, I don't seen it for myself. And every litter that they don't had, that second litter got better than the first one. And I ain't gonna say overall better, but it got better. It got better at biting harder, better at quickness and athleticism. Just a lot of things that got better. So that's the area that we go into. That's what we're gonna label ourselves as. If you don't have the needs to invest in us, we ain't gonna invest in you. So don't waste our time, and we ain't gonna waste yours. Because when you come over here, you're gonna get a good dog. You're gonna get good professional. You're gonna get integrity. You're gonna get a hopeful. I give you a full description of how these dogs bred and what's my purpose, what's my objective behind. I try to make every situation a win, not only just for us, for you too. And when you do dogs, like if you buy a dog, like I said before, and sometimes I got to keep iterating on myself because you may not caught it, because sometimes I know we be doing maybe 2 things at one time, and you listen to the radio, or somebody might call, or you trying to listen to the videos, and then you texting. So if you buy a dog and you be like, man, I don't got this much for the next dog, so I might say, okay, when you breed these 2 together, and I'm gonna give you something good, because I'm gonna give you my best. Put these together, give me a couple puppies back, and that's investing in you. But if you don't get a puppies back, you won't get the papers until then. So that's just how it's gonna do. I'm gonna stop trusting people, because a lot of accountability, they don't have good accountability. They don't have loyalty. I can't waste no more time of just thinking I should trust you, even though I should be able to discern you in the first. But sometimes people hold, they hold that shield up. You can't detect certain things. So we'll just do it that way, and then we'll see how that goes. Now, if it goes to where if you buy a dog, get another dog, and you don't want to get no puppies back, or you say, well, this what happened to them, and you say, well, this died, I don't want to give you this, or nah, bro, you should see me. On the other hand, I'm gonna document everything. I'm showing you what's happening step by step by step. Why I gotta lie for? I ain't got time to lie. Like I said, I ain't got time to waste nobody time. I ain't got time to waste nobody money. I ain't got time to give them false prophecy, or I just don't have time for that. I just don't. So I gotta start having time for what I got time for, is to build something great, build my empire, build my legacy. And like I say, we definitely gonna allow the names to still live on. Sinclair, what was how you spell the name? Prosperous. I think that's how you pronounce it. And Mr. Williams, we're gonna keep that circling their names around there, because that gives energy. Them guys were great guys. We're gonna make sure the blood keep going on, and we're gonna keep making sure the blood stay where it need to stay and keep rising. And we're gonna outcross it to the right stuff. And so that's what it is. And so I feel like I gave a great description of what I got. About 7 more minutes, because I said I was gonna do like 30 minutes. That's what we're gonna do, and we moving toward that area. So don't waste my time if you're not interested in dog, because I ain't gonna just get on the phone and talk about dog talk unless it's around my little circle. I ain't doing it no more. I ain't wasting no more time. If you ain't interested about building with us and trying to grow with us, and I'm investing back in you, then don't waste the time. And like I said, you can go anywhere and go get another dog. That's fine. I ain't out for your money. Never been. I know it takes money to take care of these dogs, but we're gonna make sure we get our money's worth for our dogs. What they worth and what I'm asking. I'm asking a working man price. I usually don't charge them about like $1,000, and I'm very negotiable. I say, look, what do you have? And then we'll try to minimize that down to whatever you can get, but I'm not going past 500, and that's the low. I'm not going 300. I'm not going 500. The minimum I'm gonna go, the lowest I'm gonna go, and that's what it's gonna be. And it ain't about the money, it's about the breed. I say the vision is always bigger than me, and the vision is putting the groundwork and the time and the pedigree and just allowing this breed to be what it need to be and this strand become what it need to become. And like I said, this strand is like a 30-year-old strand and plus, and we gonna make sure it be another 30-year plus, because I'm gonna make sure of it. And I ain't gonna let nobody get in my way or stop me from doing what I need to do. And like I said again, I'm gonna say this, keep saying it. I hate to keep reiterating on it, but if you don't want to get a dog from All Will Kennels of the Carolinas, that's fine. But it ain't gonna trip, because at the end of the day, my calling behind this, it's gonna be prosperous either way. You get one, or whoever don't get one, it's still gonna be prosperous. Believe that. Because like I said, the recipe is there. I already got the recipe. I've been putting it together, and it's been coming out amazing. That dog Obsidian that I have, I've been putting some great dogs on the ground, and we get ready to breed them to that my man's female that I got a puppy off now at Macho Bear with that Tombstone Bolio. We're gonna breed the black dog, so I know how them dogs gonna come out. And so that's he wanted to outcross our stuff and with another dog with the same stuff, but just dogs just bred different. I'm gonna get him a puppy back out of another litter to invest back in him, because he's a straight up young man, and that's what we gonna do. So I'm only gonna give people the same energy you give me. No more wasting time. I ain't got no time. My mind on bigger and better things, and I hate to be like that, but I try to answer people calls. I try to get back with them, and I tell them to call me if they want something. A lot of people, they'll reach out to me because they just see what you got, and I got a lot of newer Facebook friends on there. A lot of them I don't know, but a lot of them, they just seeing you Facebook. You don't even get to know them. They just want to see what type of dogs you breed, and that's cool. I know what the blood is. I know how good it can, and I know its purpose, and I know how great it's going to be and excellent and superior it's going to be as soon as I get to do what I need to do. And but I think I'm about 3 minutes, but I appreciate y'all taking the time out to listen to us, All Will Kennels of the Carolinas, at your services. We just gonna implement a different strategy going into next year. We're gonna cut off wasting a lot of time. That's it. Gonna get out, and I should have been done this a couple years ago. It ain't just because I'm holding on to dogs, but it's just that's what I'm gonna do. And I don't try to help out everybody. I think I done been good. I'm just gonna stop bending over backwards for people. If you don't want to bend over backwards for me, or we could do it together, or we invest together, then so be it. Just go get another dog. I'm not gonna be mad. I'm not gonna ask why. Well, hey, he could have went and got to me. I could have gave him. Nah, we aren't. And now I don't got my wife to where she's getting more involved with with it, and kind of getting a clear understanding. I can pass the business side to her to get her to understand and talk to a client or customer, somebody interested, if I'm not around, in case I'm doing something else. So she'll be able to assist y'all, and but she's great, and I think she'll do good. And but anyways, man, we just ain't gonna waste no more time, because we trying to reach something and we ain't got no time. If you don't want to get one, that's fine. If you want to get to another breed or whatever, I get another dog from another camp, go ahead. And we gonna keep our prices challenging, and we ain't gonna go up. That's what we gonna keep it on, right there, right around that mark where I told you, that 1,000. I think that's a fair price for a good working class dog. I don't need to go up, but we pretty much gonna build a universal dog. Whatever you want to put this dog in, or whatever you want to do with this dog should be able to be adaptable to do it, and which we know the American Pit Bull can. So we gonna continue to keep this great breed alive, this great strain that I have, and we gonna outcross it to different stuff, but also we gonna keep it family based. And that's what we gonna do. And we gonna allow the breeders that was before me, their name's gonna get mentioned. They're gonna be a honorary, honorable. Names are gonna be definitely mentioned. So, but yeah, I'm at my 30-minute mark. But we love y'all. We appreciate y'all taking time out to listen, and just whoever want to do business, just get at me. But if you're not gonna do any type of business with us, don't waste our time. And we ain't gonna waste yours, because we all about business. So, all right, y'all have a wonderful day. All Will Kennels of the Carolinas at your services.